Hello there guys and welcome to another race here in League Champions Advance for round number 8 here in Miami. So, after a good race at the previous race in Singapore, I was expecting to have another good result for me in this race. So, I just set the balanced set of tire location, and unfortunately once again the league owner couldn't stream the race, but some people had them to stream it, although I didn't know where to which link to stream, well, to see the stream I mean. And one of them, it's my teammate Terrific, so that means that he won't be attending the race and instead he'll be streaming it. So you'll probably think that Rafael Verdugo will replace him, right? Well, I gotta say news that he won't replace Terrific. Instead he'll replace another driver, and well, after that it's going to be my chance to catch him in the Drivers' Championship. So let's get good points in Miami and Mexico, because there's just only 2 rounds to go and we need to get good results in order to beat Terrific in the standings. Meanwhile, I'm once again the full-time THR of the track, although Alexis is also a THR driver, but he's a reserve driver. Torm couldn't go to the race because he had another race, and well, he was happy to not attend the race because, as you could see in the weather forecast, it was going to rain for the entirety of the race, and well, he didn't want to do that thing, so well, he got lucky that he had another race to do and missed that one. And Marlo, I don't know what happened to him, but I've just saw in some messages weeks ago that Marlo has left the team, so that means that Storm, Alexis and I are the only THRs in the league. So, well, I just got my setup, but I was just thinking in which setup go if I'm going with the wet setup, although I decided to choose it and also modify a little bit because I thought that the rain wasn't going to be so heavy than the time trials, because of course I always choose the time trials setup because I think it's easier to do it, but yeah, I think I have to do some changes in order to adapt for my driving style and also the straight line speed, because we don't have a straight line speed with those time trial setups, because these are focused for the cornering speed, not the straight line speed. But in the race you need to be a little bit more focused with that straight line speed. So at first you should get your wings a little bit lower than the time trial, so that's the thing I don't do it, because I'm literally used with that cornering speed, and I'll be extremely nerfed if I change my setup and get lower wings, and I wouldn't know the potential of the car. But here we are, leaving the garage. Chose the wet setup, but a little bit of changes to it, and well, as a result that will sacrifice my qualifying laps, and well, hope I can do the best that I can, and well, let's do a comeback in race. So we're about to begin our first flying lap of this session. The RS is wide open, and here we are heading into turn 1. Unfortunately, the steering wheel glitch got involved into that, and that meant that I went wide, and unfortunately my lap time got invalidated. I decided to do another lap right after that, and well, I decided to just simulate that lap, that invalidated lap. I decided to just do it as a practice lap. The second out lap, as I wanted to say, and well, I have more fuel to pump, to burn in those laps, so I may not be in a few troubles with the fuel, so I can do the second lap without worrying about the fuel. So on my second flying lap, I'm about to begin that one. I realized that I have deployed almost all of my ERS during that invalidated lap, so it'll be a little bit slower than the first one, but I'll try my best to conserve and deploy the ERS in some specific places. And as you can see, we're not improving by any seconds. But to make things worse, we just took turn form a little bit too early and crashed into the wall and damaged my front wing. So that means that both of my laps got completely ruined, so I had to enter the garage, replace my front wing, and leave the garage once again and set my third attempt for my flying lap. This time with these soft tires I'm running right now, so I'll be in a little disadvantage, and the third one will be the real one. So hope I can do it properly. So finally, on my third attempt to set my flying lap, I was heading to set a clean lap, and as you can see, I was now improving by over 1.5 seconds, and it was at that time better than the lap I got invalidated, and we just set a lap time of 1:28.905. Unfortunately, I wasn't satisfied for that thing, so I decided that my final flying lap will be automatically faster than this one. But I don't know, maybe it'll also be caused by the setup, so I don't know if I'll ever improve this. But well, let's get a try about these things, and well, let's head with our new soft tires, and let's do this cleanly and do as fast as we can. So unfortunately, my final flying lap got ruined before starting it, because when I was exiting the pit lane, I clipped the inside wall and damaged my front wing. Unfortunately, I couldn't show you the footage because I started recording it way after that thing, but you could see for a few seconds that the damage panel, it was like lime green instead of normal green. But I decided to still to do that lap just in case I can gain a little bit, like a few hundreds or thousands of a second. And well, into the first sector, obviously I'm not doing this well because I don't have much grip and loads of understeer. And then into turn 4, I think I just pressed the throttle way too much and crashed into the wall and damaged entirely my front wing and retired from the session. Qualifying 11th place, not a good place I wanted to be, but at least I qualified higher than my team's reserve driver, Rafa Verdugo, who's in 14th place. And as you can see, he's replacing an Aston Martin driver instead of an Alpine one, which is terrific. So a little bit of a rebellion for him, but well, I'm not him, so I'm not very worried about him. So let's get into the pre-race strategy. Well, if you're wondering about the qualifying results, here it is. But if you want to see them, pause the video. Meanwhile, let's get into that thing. So the strategy for the race will be a one-stop strategy. We'll use 2 sets of full wets. It's not going to be any diverse the strategies, because look at the weather forecast. It's going to rain heavily for the entirety of the race, and I don't see that it'll be any changes from the weather during the race. Meanwhile, I lowered the fuel down to 48 kilograms. I'm underfueling too much, but in rain you consume less fuel than on the dry, so I decided to start the race with lighter fuel so my car is way lighter. Meanwhile, on the car setup, I decided to just change a little bit the front wing. Well, I decided to change the most I could, which was only the front wing and the differential, although maybe I could change a little bit during the race. These are the only setups I could change during the race. The front wing and tire pressure I can change before the race, but it is before the race, not during that one. The rest of them I cannot because we're on park permit conditions. Meanwhile, let's get into the formation lap. So, we're beginning the formation lap. We're doing the same things we do in the formation lap as usual. Reacting right after the driver in front of me starts, and well, it'll be a little bit different because it's going to be very rainy. It is raining as we predicted in the weather forecast, and well, we're just seeing which braking point to brake, because on time trials I may know where to brake, but in this race I have a different setup than in the time trials, and I have less wing than on that mode, so I may have to brake a little bit earlier than I did in that mode. So the objective for the race will be to make a little comeback. I don't know, maybe finish like P8, P7, P6 I think, and well, let's see if we can do this thing. Meanwhile, we're just heating up our tires, but it won't be really necessary because in the rain the tires doesn't lose so much temperature than it dries, and also they require less temperature to work out, so it'll be a less concern, but it could be if it was on dry, but it isn't wet, so it's way wetter and colder than on asphalt because the sun just emits heat and it just penetrates some rays into the asphalt, making it way hotter. So there's no sun, it's being covered by clouds, so that's why it gets way colder, and we almost crashed with Chef Pepper and almost got our quick slot reset. And well, meanwhile we're just aggressively heating up our tires. As you could see in the straight, I was almost spinning, but a little bit of a drift, and well, we're now into the last corners and we're about to begin round number 8 for the Miami race. And well, hope we can park up our quick slot a little bit decently, and well, it's time to be prepared for the race. And we are about to get our quick slot parked up, and well, hope we can do this thing optimally, and that's the thing we've done. And I decided to end this record and begin once again, so and the 10-minute limit doesn't reach earlier. And race is out to get started with the park red lights being turned on, and it's lights out, and we are on the way for this wet Miami race. We are about to get squeezed out by the two AlphaTauris. We almost overtake them into turn 1. It's a clean getaway, but still I'm very squeezed, and we made contact with both AlphaTauris. Fortunately, I didn't spin with ours, and meanwhile I decided to just go for the gap, and I'm going for it, and unfortunately I just crashed with Jeff Pepper, and we made contact, and I made him spin and destroyed my front wing, and I made a safety car, a virtual safety car. Now it's a real one. It's turned to be a real one instead of a virtual one. And well, despite not being DNF'd, I sent someone out of the race, and I don't know, I may get a penalty because of that thing, and that may cost me a few points. And to make things worse, I destroyed my front wing, so that means that I'll have to box for a new one. The good thing is that I don't have much to lose. I just have only 1 point to lose, and fortunately the VOD is going to get punched up, so I'll have way more chances to get up few places. So still, it's just the thing. I wish I haven't done that thing. I should not have I should not have go for that gap. And well, we've seen a cast that he spun, and well, I'm up into P9, but that won't be a lot of help because I'm just going to focus for a new front wing because you know what happened to turn 3. Well, hope you didn't start to seeing this video since here. So well, you have lost that thing. To turn 3, I just crashed with another driver because I went for a gap and he closed me the door, and I triggered the safety car. And meanwhile, I'm boxing for another full weights. I think I'll use another full weights, a third tire, and well, hope I don't run out of those tires. I have now boxed, and I think our drivers have also boxed, so that doesn't mean that I'm automatically in last place. And well, I'm in P13, so at least I'm not in last place. So I'll have way more places to come back, and well, hope I'll make it up after the safety car ends. Meanwhile, let's heat up our tires and let's get up into the punched up field. So now safety car is in this lap. Ending lap 3, we are about to end the safety car. And meanwhile, we're heating up our tires. We're not letting the tires to lose the temperature all the way to like 52 degrees Celsius, in which the tires get below the optimal temperature. Although it seems like we are now under the optimal temperature, which is going to be like 58 degrees or 60 degrees. And well, the safety car is now ending. We are getting into the last 3 corners, the penultimate corner. Now we're seeing that the McLaren has spun, and we're about to overtake him, and we also close. Barely overtook him right after overtaking became illegal. So that means that I don't need to give his place back. Meanwhile, we're up into P12, and we're trying to fight with the Alfa Romeo of Oscar, and we're overtaking into turn 4, overtaking him around the outside, and we've managed to do this thing. We're up into P11, and meanwhile, we're just trying to fight for more positions. And the Haas Sky Kaiser overtook Rafani, and he's into P9. And we're seeing that Rafani, our reserve driver, has left the session, and the AI is controlling him, although it seems that the AI level is way higher than it's supposed to be. The AI is like around 40%, but it seems like it's going around like 100%, and it shouldn't be that fast. And the AI in these races, in these online races, they shouldn't be that fast. But I think the one who made the lobby forgot to drop down the AI level, and that's why the AI is so fast. Meanwhile, we're trying to deploy all of our ERS. Unfortunately, we're not knowing where to brake. I'm afraid to lock my brakes and go wide into those corners, so I'm not pushing a lot. Alan says the fastest lap, and well, we're just trying to make an effort to overtake Rafani, because the AI is tremendously fast. He shouldn't be that fast. I was referring to the AI. I wasn't referring to Kevin. We're saying that the Galaxies has spun, and we're up into the points. And once again, we're into the points, and we're trying to overtake Rafani to have a chance. Unfortunately, it seems like we're not having chances to overtake him, and we make contact. Fortunately, I didn't make him spin, and we dive bombed him before the straight, and we're up into P9. So we're trying to maintain that place, but Rafani is still a little bit fast into that straight, so he may re-overtake me and dive bomb me down the inside into 4, 5, 6, 7, like turn 10, and he's done that thing. He's dive bombed me, and we're down into P10. And well, hope we can overtake him, although it will be a tire destroyer thing. And well, we're just trying to see if we can overtake him, but it seems that the chances has been extremely low, and we're seeing that Spartan ship is trying to overtake us and drop down to us all the way to P11. He's trying to do that thing, and he's done that thing. He almost squeezed me. I didn't know what to say, so I was a little bit silent. And well, he's done that thing, and we're outside the points. And too bad for us, because we are very slow, and we don't have to be that slow, and we run wide into turn 1. Wow, I cannot believe we've done that thing. And meanwhile, we're trying to keep him fight with Spartan ship, but unfortunately he's way faster than us, so that means that we're seeing that Booster is down to P9. I was going to say that we're not having chances to overtake him, but we're seeing that Booster is going to convert that thing into a 3-way fight for 9th position, maybe a 4-way fight for 8th position. And I was trying to dive bomb Spartan ship into turn 7, I think so. Yes, turn 7. And well, I didn't do that thing because it'll end up pretty bad and we'll both lose. Maybe I'll lose more, but well, unfortunately I didn't do that thing. And into those corners, the end of the straight, we're seeing into sector 2. I don't know which turn we are, but I know that we're in sector 2, into those tricky corners. And we're seeing that Rafani, Booster, Spartan, myself, and Sunshine, we're making a 5-way fight for 8th position. That's a little bit crazy. We're making a great fight, and meanwhile, unfortunately, I'm leading the fight, and that seems that I'll be into P11, and we're seeing into those final corners. We're seeing that Rafani has made contact with Booster, and Spartan has gone wide, and we're up into P8 by a miracle. That's just a miracle, and we're getting 4 points if we maintain that place. That's pretty I think of good news for us. And Spartan tried to, I don't know, I think he tried to dive bomb me, but he was too far away, so he could, or he would make a kamikaze dive and both of us lose, or well, or just back off knowing that that it won't be worth it. And well, he made the smart choice, so well, we're still in P8, and we're seeing that we are not in threat to lose that place. That's pretty good for us. Unfortunately, that P8 won't last long, because on lap 7, Alexis is trying to overtake us, and he's done it. He has better strength line speed than us, and he overtook us very easily. And well, we're down into P9, but that quickly converted into P8 because the Alfa Romeo of the Cabeza has gone wide, very wide, to lose so many seconds. And well, that means that we're still into P8, so we haven't lost anything. Although if I hadn't been overtaken by Alexis, I would be into P7, but still, P8, nothing to gain, nothing to lose, so we're in neutral. Meanwhile, I was trying to catch a little bit with the pace of Alexis, but we're seeing that it's a little bit inconsistent. He might be faster than us, or maybe at the same pace than us, but I don't know, we may be a little bit slower, or we're making those corners a little bit low, but we're seeing that we've set the fastest sector 1. I don't know how, but we've done that thing. I think we've done those corners pretty good. And well, into turn 9, I think so, turn 10, we break a little bit tight. I don't know in which corners to break, gone wide into those corners, and well, that means that we've lost some terrain with that Alexis. So we're seeing that he's gonna wipe and cut the corner, and so he received a 5-second time penalty. So that means that we are technically in P7. So that means that if he is more than 5 seconds ahead of us, he'll maintain P7. But he is not, so he'll drop out of P7, and he may also drop to P9, and well, he'll be a little bit miserable for him. Meanwhile, we're about to begin lap 9, and the thing we're about to do is to maintain that gap less than 5 seconds. We set personal best, and into turn 1 we are going those corners a little bit decently, but unfortunately I've done too fast and we've lost all of our progress, dropped out of the points, almost crashed with the Alfa Romeo. That's just pretty bad for us, and oh boy, whip spun, and well, that's the end of the race for us. We're outside of the points, and well, let's just wait until the other drivers retire, and well, hope we can get into P10 to at least get 1 point. Or do we have to wait? Fortunately, to make things way miserable, while running outside of the points, the game crashed. So yeah, that meant that I lost a little bit of seconds. Fortunately, it was during the safety car, so that was meaning that I didn't lose too much. So we're up into P7, but that was because I haven't boxed, and I don't know, maybe although it's not illegal to not box, we have already done a pit stop. We're seeing that the tire wear, I don't know if the tires will last until the end of the race. We're seeing that the tires are at 40% and we aren't even half of the race, and I don't know, when we get until the end of the race we are going to cap our tires at like 85% or like 90%, but I don't know, maybe they wouldn't even reach those percentage of tire wear because the tires will have already been punctured. So I don't know, I think we should box, and well, I don't know how many places will we drop. I think we'll drop until like P10 or P11, because the gap between us and the P11 driver it's a lot. So that means that we don't have much to lose, and we won't drop all the way into last place. Unfortunately, because I joined the race in the middle of the race, I think the UI doesn't show completely, and I have to pause and resume the race at the same time, just to have the information at the top of the screen. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying and a little bit scary to me, because I saw in the rulebook that if you pause the game you'll receive like 5-second penalty, but I've done that thing all the time and they didn't give me a penalty for that reason, so I think that rule isn't used. Meanwhile, we drop into P10, at least 1 point to get, and well, we're just hitting up our tires and we're getting into a bunch of field. Now we're there, and well, let's wait until the safety car ends. So that skips us into lap 16, in which safety car is in this lap. We're doing the same things as we do in the safety car endings, heat up our tires and wait until we nail our relaunch and get up a few places. So that's the thing we're aiming for this safety car's relaunch. Meanwhile, I think we're up into P8 because Toro's car has a 3-second time penalty and he's less than 3 seconds ahead of us. So that means that he needs to pick up the pace. And meanwhile, we're about to get a pretty good relaunch, and we're about to overtake Spartan Shift, and into that straight anti-podium of my Yaris, and I'm trying to dive bomb him into turn 1. Unfortunately, I couldn't do much of it because I was still behind him, and we're seeing that Rapani is out of the race, and Sunshine is has dropped into P6, and I've overtaken Spartan Jeep. We've done that thing, and we're having a stop over there. Oh my goodness me! My goodness me! Oh my! Oh no way! No way! Oh boy! I don't know. I don't know how we managed to still be on the track. How are we still on the track? How are we still in the race? How have we not damaged our suspension? How? I don't know, but despite damaging our front wing, I'm a little bit lucky because that was certainly a DNF. That angle of impact, that was certainly a DNF, but the suspension has been strong, and wow, boy, I don't know how are we still in the race. Unfortunately, we destroyed our front wing, so that means that we have to box for a new one and have a third pit stop. And well, I don't know, we have run out of full wets, and I don't think so. We have 4 full wets, I think so. 3 for the qualifying and 1 for the race, and we haven't used any of it onto the race, so we still haven't run out of wets, and we're not in those things, fortunately. So we're into lap 18, down into P13. Fortunately, we're not dead last, but still, it could be way better because of that snap of oversteer. I got a little bit scary, but I overcorrected the car, and I thought I would DNF, and I just say, that's it, and well, I would be very frustrated because I don't know how good the results would be if I wouldn't DNF, but well, at least we're still in the race, but we're seeing that we're not in good results unless there's another safety car, and well, unfortunately, we're out of the points, and P10 is extremely far away, like 25 seconds away from us, so that means that we have no chances to get P10 unless other drivers DNF, and well, that's our race. The race has been ruined because we haven't been careful. I don't know how to be careful, and that's the result. And we're getting to those corners and with a little bit of suffering, and I'm just praying to God that the drivers get DNF'd, and that 3 more drivers ahead of me get DNF'd so I can get P10, but well, I don't know, I don't think this will happen, and there are no miracles, there won't be any miracles, and we're seeing that, yes, they are miracles, and I don't know how, but safety car has been triggered by the 3rd time, and well, I don't know how, but the 3rd miracle, I think the 4th miracle of this race has happened. The 4th miracle. I don't know how many miracles are we going to have in this race, but I think this will be the last one. And well, the field will be bunched up, and I don't need to box because I have already boxed, so that means that I won't lose anything. So wow, what a miracle, what a miracle. I don't know how could I react when we got another safety car. I thought I was going to finish in that place, maybe P12 or P11, but I didn't think I would get into the points until now, and I don't know, and well, let's just heat up our tires and let's cut up into the bunched up field. So let's just wait until the car ends after we do those things. Now, well, we're now into lap 22, in which safety car is ending. I was a little bit further away than the previous safety cars because I'm afraid that that the drivers may spin into the beginning of lap 23 and I may get involved into those crashes. So I decided to not be so close with them, and well, hope we don't get a bad relaunch. And we're now into the last 3 corners and hope we can get another relaunch that gets nailed. I don't know what to say. I was going to say that we could get a good relaunch. Unfortunately, it was just a decent one, but still, it wasn't too much of a concern. But we're seeing that there's a little bit of chaos, and the Alfa Romeo has gone wide, and it was Oscar, and we almost spin because we got the throttle too much, and Red Bull has overtaken us into turn 1, well, into turn 2, but he just dive bombed us, and he's also overtaken. Well, I'm just a little bit surprised about that thing. That I've lost words. I don't know what to say now, and I just got a little bit confused. So that's my little excuse to not re-record the audio once again. So sorry for those mistakes, but I was just seeing that the Rebel is now in the points, and well, what a comeback for him. Well, although technically he was in the points when he overtook the Haas, and he's now in P9, and we're seeing that the McLaren is dragging us because he's doing the corners badly, and still we aren't overtaking them, and I think we are overtaking him. And I deployed all of my ERS, we are less than 10 laps to go, so I decided to deploy all of my ERS, way more than 90%, and we are draining our ERS. Look at the ERS we are getting, and I decided to just dive bomb him a little bit slowly, but I decided to give him a little bit space. But we are up into P11, so if we overtake the Haas of Kaiser, we are up into P10, so let's do that thing. Hope we can maintain that position or maybe overtake him, but I don't know, maybe we cannot do this thing because we're very far away and he's faster than me. So unfortunately, it seems that we may not have chances to get into the points, but I think we are gonna get into the points because Sunshine has a 3-second time penalty and he is less than 3 seconds ahead of me. So that means that he'll be out of the points. He'll drop from 9th to 11th place. So, well, we're seeing that he is getting overtaken by Kaiser. I don't think he'll maintain that place. We're seeing that they're fighting for 9th place, and I think that Sunshine has maintained 9th place, but unfortunately I think he has gone wide and he's into the inside line. I think he's about to be overtaken by Kaiser into the other straight and into the chicanes. I've gone a little bit wide, not touching the apex and sliding into those corners and in sector 2 into the straight. Kaiser is about to overtake Sunshine. He may have a better straight line speed than him, so he may get up into P9, and I'm just seeing that fight very far away, barely seeing it because the rain is making it a little bit less visible. And well, we are into lap 25, about to begin that lap, and we're seeing that Kaiser won't give up, and he may try to dive bomb him into turn 1. He's gone a little bit wide, and Sunshine is trying to do a switchback, and we overtake him, and he's done it. He's recovered P9, and Kaiser is trying to recover that P9, and he is done it. And well, I decided to just cut the corner and got a warning, although it wasn't my plan, but I just want to be a little bit fast, and Sunshine is 3/10 of a second ahead of me. Now 5/10, but well, we're seeing that the gap is growing up, but still it's not enough for him to break that 3 second deficit. So he needs to be 2 seconds faster than me until the end of the race. Half a second faster than me per lap. And well, I don't know, he may not do that thing, and well, I'll finish P10, although that's not the place I plan to finish, because all of those things that happen, well, I end up until here. But what a fight! What a fight! Those fights we don't see in Formula 1, because the cars have made way worse to overtake in 2023, and well, let's hope that in the next year we can have cars that are better to follow and make the races more entertaining, and not make those races fixed by Stefano Domenicali. And meanwhile, we are 3 laps to go. No, we are 4 laps to go. We are on lap 26, and well, we are seeing that Sunshine won't be able to be 3 seconds ahead of me in order to make his penalty not so affected. But I don't know, he's not that fast, and I may have intentions to overtake him, and well, I try to not go so fast because I may end up rear-ending him, and well, I don't know, he may get a better exit than me. He's done that, and well, I don't know, I'm thinking about not to jump on him, because it may end up in me losing a lot of places, and that may end up me losing the chance to get up into P10 by the penalties. But well, we're just waiting until the end of the race, and hope Sunshine doesn't get way faster. And we're seeing that it is beginning to form a train, and Predator Oscar is the leader of the train, following Kaiser, and Sunshine has won, and he's crashed into the wall, and he's out of the race, making an arbitrary double retirement, and he's done a 4th safety car, the 5th miracle of the race. Oh boy, too many safety cars. 4 safety cars. That amount of safety cars, we haven't reached those amounts in this season of this league, and well, that made me get more chances to come back, and well, that means that if safety car ends and field gets punched up, we may have chances to overtake our drivers, and may end up finishing the race in P8, or maybe in P7 or P6, but those positions aren't as likely. But well, hope we can get up a place or two. Well, we're just waiting until this lap ends, because you know, in the F1 game you cannot end the race in safety car, and well, it is just only possible the least amount of laps of racing you can get after the safety car. After that period, safety car is just only 2 laps. So, and well, if it gets a safety car around the end of the race, it'll be a little bit short, because the safety car will end by 2 laps before the race ends. And well, we're waiting until the lap gets ended, and here it is. Safety car is in this lap. Safety car is in this lap. We're gonna get ready for this 2-lap sprint. So let's not be in the results, and hope we can come back and gain a few places, and maybe end up finishing in P8. And well, we are into the last 3 corners for the 4th time in this race. This safety car ends, and I don't know, we didn't have a good relaunch. We're too far behind those drivers, and I don't know, it may be a little bit good, because those drivers are fighting, and I may end up being a little bit backed up, and we're seeing that Oscar has spun, and oh no, we made contact with him. We couldn't avoid him, and that made us damaging our front wing. And unfortunately, that front wing damage was extensively extensive. That made us lose too much downforce, and we are outside of the top 10. Fortunately, Hassenberg has a 6-second time penalty. Well, 2-3 seconds, but 3 per 2 is equals 6, so it's the same. Well, not the same technically, but the thing is that I'm technically still in P10 because he's less than 6 seconds ahead of me, so that means that his place will be affected. And the only thing I need to be is not be 3 seconds lower than him at the end of this lap and the next one. So, and that's the objective for the race. So unfortunately, that's the race I didn't want to have, but at least we can just grab a single point, so we won't end up the race with nothing. So well, let's just be a little bit fast as possible. Unfortunately, the front wing is damaged, and the damage was so extensive that we're extremely slow. If it wasn't the end of the race, we would have got to repair a new front wing, but to replace the front wing, I was about to say, but we're into the final lap of the race, and unfortunately, that's not the result I wanted to have. But well, at least we have chances to fight for P10, because a few laps early we almost DNF because we crashed into the wall exiting turn 3 because I overcorrected the car, and I don't know how it wasn't a DNF, but still that doesn't mean that P10 is guaranteed, because despite me finishing less than 6 seconds behind Hassenberg, I'm afraid that I'll get penalized by the incident on the first lap. I sent Jeff Pepper out of the race and triggered a safety car, and I don't know, that will be that they would add me a 10-second time penalty, minimum of 5-1, but it seems unlikely. I got another track limit warning. Fortunately, it wasn't the third one, it was just the second, because if it was the third one, it would show me that I'll have a 3-second time penalty. Fortunately, I didn't have that 3-second time penalty. The Ferrari of Alan wins the Miami race, following by Emiliano and Sentu. And well, that's not the race we wanted to have, as I repeated for the third time now. So for you it would make a little bit annoying, but well, P10, at least one point, and well, let's get into the race results. So these are the race results. Alan won the race with the fastest lap, so he gets 26 points in the championship, extending his championship lead, and he's extended so much that he's proclaimed the champion of this 5th season of League Champions Advanced Tier A. The constructor fight is still on the game, but Ferrari is in the favorites. So Alan will have the right to relax into the final race of the season. I have mistaken with the Mercedes who finished second. It wasn't Emiliano, it was Coronel. I thought it was him because Spartan Chief is Emiliano's teammate, but he didn't attend the race. Instead, Coronel replaced him and finished second. Sentu finished third, Bustler finished fourth, Alexis finished fifth, Spartan Chief finished sixth, and Geisler was the first driver to finish the race with the time penalty, finishing 7th place. The Cabeza finished 8th. Vern didn't have a race that he wished he could have because he finished 9th. starting from pole position. So he's dropped 8 places, and well, I am the last driver to finish in the points. That may change because Hasselberg could finish P10 if I don't know. Well, it's almost 3 weeks after the race happened. Sorry about those massive delays, and all I can say is that I didn't get to penalty. So in reality, I finished P10 in the final result. So that means that I still got the point. So well, see you in Mexico, and hope I can get few more points than just one. Goodbye.